We're back on the record. I need a motion to take us out of executive session.
So moved.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We are out of executive session, and the first item of the regular Pickwa City Commission meeting is the consent agenda.
So we only have one item on the consent agenda this evening, and that's the approval of the minutes from the December 7th, 2021 regular Pickwa City Commission meeting.
I'll make a motion to adopt the consent agenda.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, on to old business. Ordinance number O-5-21, third reading.
An ordinance repealing Schedule A of Chapter 33 of the Pickwa Code and adopting a new Schedule A of Chapter 33 of the Pickwa Code relating to wages of certain municipal employees. Catherine Bogan, Human Resources Director, will be presenting the next 3 staff reports.
Good evening, Commissioners. Thank you for this third and final reading this evening. Our Schedule A covers the salaries of our full-time, non-union employees. There are 6 steps in each classification, and those steps will be modified with the cost of living adjustment for 2022.
All right. Any questions from the commission? Any questions from citizens? I'll accept a motion then.
I'll make a motion to adopt ordinance number O-5-21.
Second.
I'll second.
All right, seconded twice. All those, moved and seconded, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next is,
Don't we need a roll call?
or it's an ordinance, we need a roll call, yes. So can you do a roll call, ma'am?
I sure can. Mayor Lee,
Aye.
Commissioner Grissom,
Aye.
Commissioner Hines,
Aye.
Commissioner Pearson,
Aye.
Commissioner Foat.
Aye.
All right, motion carries. Next is ordinance number O-6-21, a third reading.
An ordinance repealing Schedule A1 of Chapter 33 of the Pickwa Code and adopting a new Schedule A1 of Chapter 33 of the Pickwa Code relating to wages of certain municipal employees.
Thank you. Schedule A1 pertains to our part-time, seasonal, and temporary employees. The wages for certain classifications, again, will be adjusted in accordance with state minimum wage increase requirements and cost of living adjustments.
Any questions from commissioners? You got a question, Karen?
No, I'm just getting ready to call the roll. I'm ready. I know
We
that I
love
know I'm
Karen.
supposed to.
She does a great job, guys.
Aw.
Any questions from the citizens? Karen, can you do the roll call?
I make a motion, we approve ordinance number
Thank you.
O-6-21.
Yeah, you did it right. I was eager to get her going.
You know what? I'm sorry. I was
No,
just
you got me going. That's all right. Moved and seconded. All, can the clerk call the roll?
Yes, please. Commissioner Hines,
Aye.
Mayor Lee,
Aye.
Commissioner Grissom,
Aye.
Commissioner Pearson,
Aye.
Commissioner Foat.
Aye.
All right. Motion carries. Next on the agenda is ordinance number O-7-21, a third reading as well.
An ordinance repealing existing Chapter 33.08 and enacting a new Chapter 33.8 of the Pickwa Code relating to employee insurance.
The update to Chapter 33.08 is to set our benefit year for 2022.
Any questions from commissioners? Any questions from citizens? I will entertain a motion.
I move that we adopt ordinance number 0-7-21.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Will the clerk call the roll on this ordinance?
Commissioner Foat,
Aye.
Commissioner Pearson,
Aye.
Mayor Lee,
Aye.
Commissioner Grissom,
Aye.
Commissioner Hines.
Aye.
Okay. Next on the agenda is ordinance O-8-21, also a third reading.
An ordinance to make appropriations for the city of Piqua, Ohio for the year 2022. Ben Gooden, acting finance director, will present the staff report.
This ordinance is to make the appropriations for 2022. This is the third reading. We had our work session on November 18th, and I'm open for any questions.
Any questions from the commission? Any questions from citizens? I'll entertain a motion then.
I'll make a motion to adopt ordinance O-8-21.
I'll second.
Will the clerk call the roll?
Commissioner Hines,
Aye.
Mayor Lee,
Aye.
Commissioner Grissom,
Aye.
Commissioner Pearson,
Aye.
Commissioner Foat.
Aye.
Motion carries. On now to new business. First item of new business is ordinance number O-9-21. It's a first reading.
An emergency amended ordinance to make appropriations for the city of Piqua, Ohio for the year 2021. Ben Gooden will be presenting the next 5 staff reports.
Thank you. So every year we are required to present and pass an amended budget for the current year. The annual appropriation is amended each year to reflect project schedule changes, grant activity, and more accurate year-end estimates. We request waiving the second and third readings and passage of the appropriation tonight as an emergency to meet the year-end requirements.
I'll start by making a motion to waive the 2 readings.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, so we waived those 2 readings. Any other questions from commissioners? Questions from citizens? I'll entertain, well, no, will the clerk?
I'll make a
Any
motion. Yep. I'll make a motion to adopt ordinance O-9-21.
Second.
All right, now will the clerk call the roll?
Commissioner Foat,
Aye.
Commissioner Pearson,
Aye.
Commissioner Grissom,
Aye.
Mayor Lee,
Aye.
Commissioner Hines.
Aye.
All right, ordinance number O-9-21 has been passed. Next on the agenda is resolution number R-116-21.
A resolution authorizing temporary loan of cash from the general fund to the other funds for the fiscal year 2021.
So this is just to change and modify what we passed at the end of last year for the temporary loans. The 2 on here are our CHIP and CDBG grant loans, and which are reimbursement style grants. And we do a temp loan from the general fund over to these grant funds to cover, and then we get reimbursed from the program.
Any questions from commissioners? Any questions from citizens? I then will entertain a motion.
I make a motion, we approve resolution number R-116-21.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next on the agenda, a lot of year-end ending items. Resolution number R-117-21.
A resolution authorizing transfers of cash from the general fund to the other funds for the fiscal year 2021.
Thank you again. So this is to modify what we passed at the end of last year for 2021 for our transfers to, as you can see, the 3 funds down below, out of the general fund to Scarborough Golf and Swimming Pool.
Any questions from commissioners on this? Questions from citizens? There are none, so I'll entertain a motion.
I move that we adopt resolution number R-117-21.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next is resolution number R-118-21.
A resolution authorizing temporary loan of cash from the general fund to the other funds for the fiscal year 2022.
This is just to approve the temporary loans back across to our CHIP and CDBG grants for 2022 year.
Make a motion to adopt resolution number R-118-21.
I'll second.
All right, I'm assuming there's no questions. Moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next is resolution number R-119-21.
A resolution authorizing transfers of cash from the general fund to the other funds for the fiscal year 2022.
And thank you one more time. So this is the transfers, approval to make transfers from the general fund to the golf course and swimming pool for the budget year 2022.
Okay. The swimming pool fund,
Correct.
what are we gonna do with that money in the fund?
So the money you're seeing there for the swimming pool fund, that is to cover regulatory maintenance and then the demolition, possible demolition for the pool.
Okay. And the golf course fund, it costs that much to run the golf course?
I'm sorry.
The golf course,
So we've always, in the past, budgeted 200,000, just to be more on the conservative side. We've upped it to 250 due to possible changes that we're going to discuss on the golf course.
okay. Any questions from commissioners, other commissioners? Citizens? I'll entertain a motion.
I'll move that we adopt resolution R-119-21.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Next is resolution number R-120-21.
A resolution authorizing a purchase order to Miami Valley Risk Management Association for purchase of insurance. Catherine Bogan will present our staff report.
Thank you. Commissioners, as you know, the city partners with the Miami Valley Risk Management Association, MVRMA, for the purpose of participating in a risk management pool for our property and liability assurance. Again, this resolution will just continue our contract year for the period of 2022 calendar year.
Any questions from commissioners?
Is this something that we can go out and try to see if there's any other insurances that are available, or is this like we're stuck with it and that's what we got to go with?
No, we're absolutely open to consider other providers for this. In fact, I just asked the provider, the executive director at MVRMA, to provide a 10-year look back for us to see what our return was, our contributions versus reimbursements that we're getting at renewal time. So I just got a draft of that this morning. I shared it with our city manager. I anticipate that we'll review that in the upcoming year as we're reviewing all contracts to determine if it's our best course to stay with MVRMA. So the answer is yes, we're certainly open to consider other risk management providers, pools, et cetera.
Great, thank you.
Any other questions? Any questions from citizens? I will entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to adopt resolution number R-120-21.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next is resolution number R-121-21.
A resolution authorizing the renewal of lease of portions of 8620 North County Road 25A, Shane Johnson, Underground Utilities, will be presenting the staff report.
The subject property has been suitable temporary location for the underground utilities for the past 4 years. We are requesting to renew the lease for the occupied areas at 8620 North County Road 25A. The current lease amount is $3,700, and the new lease amount will be $5,411 for the occupancy of 10,913 square feet. This will be for a 2-year lease for a total of $64,932 per year.
What was the increase in the lease for?
Additional square footage.
Additional. Great.
We're currently, we had our service trucks housed on the, it would be the northwest side of the property. And then when the space opened up and it allowed us to move those service trucks into a location that's more suitable for us.
Sounds great. Any questions from commissioners? Any questions from citizens? Then I will entertain a motion.
I make a motion, we approve resolution number R-12121.
Second.
All right, moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Aye, I guess. Opposed? Motion carries. All right. Next on the agenda is resolution number R-122-21.
A resolution authorizing the city manager to pay annual membership dues to American Municipal Power, Inc. Ed Krieger, Power System Director, will be presenting the next 5 staff reports.
Thank you. So each year, we come to commission asking for approval of legislation to pay our membership dues with AMP. We've budgeted for the upcoming year, 2022, $75,000. You'll see in the legislation, we're asking for $100,000, and the reason for that is, after discussing this with Ben, we feel like moving forward, there's no reason to continue to bring this to commission. It's a routine item, and by adding a little bit of buffer in there, our AMP dues are based on sales, so we're hoping to have sales increases in the future. So,
Okay. Any questions from the commission? Any questions from citizens? I will entertain a motion then.
I make a motion, we approve resolution number R-122-21.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Aye. Motion carries. Next is resolution number R-123-21.
A resolution awarding a contract for purchase of a bucket truck for the power system.
yes, so as we did last year, at the same time, we came to commission asking for approval to place a digger derrick on order due to the extremely long lead time we're experiencing with large vehicles these days. So hoping to get a head start right after the first of the year and get this truck on order. We're able to purchase it through the state's cooperative purchasing program. The vehicle that we plan to purchase is an Altech bucket truck. We have 2 similar vehicles right now. They've performed admirably for us. We're real happy with the supplier, and we hope to have this truck by the first quarter of 2023. So we typically have targeted 10 years for a life of bucket trucks, and this will put the vehicle close to 12 years by the time we replace it. The vehicle, the plans for the vehicle is actually to move it to Public Works. Public Works has a need for a small bucket truck, and this will meet their needs nicely.
The other 2 that we have, do you know the age of the other 2?
The 2 small buckets, the one we're replacing here is a 2011, and then the other one that is being basically used every day is as our service truck. If you're going to see a bucket truck in Pickle, you probably see it more than any others because it's going through town taking care of a lot of the daily business, and it's a 2014. So,
Okay. Not a problem. Any questions from commissioners? Any questions from citizens? I'll entertain a motion then.
I move we adopt resolution R-123-21.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next on the agenda is resolution number R-124-21.
A resolution authorizing the power system to purchase number 2 fuel oil on the open and spot market.
thank you. This is another item that we usually come to commission at the, after the approval of the budget for the upcoming year. As you're aware, the city owns and operates 2 large combustion turbines that we use to peak shave during periods of high demand. By doing that, we're able to save our electric consumers anywhere from $1 to $2 million annually. These combustion turbines consume number 2 fuel oil, which is basically ultra-high, low-sulfur diesel fuel with a red dye in it. And this legislation allows us to purchase fuel as we need it. And it's on an ongoing basis throughout the year, typically in the summer months, June, July, August, during those hot summer months. So,
Any questions from commissioners?
So I guess I'm gonna throw a curveball here real quick on this.
Sure.
With the fluctuating fuel prices the way that they are we gonna look at some point in time to buy expansion tanks for ourselves? That way we can buy this in bulk and not have to worry about buying only limited amounts whenever we need it? Because I understand market prices fluctuate, and that can drive how many gallons we can buy with the money that we're allocating, to where, you know, the 200,000 might only get us so many gallons throughout that time. So is this something that we can start looking at?
so the $200,000 is the budget item. That is not included in the legislation. The amount of fuel that we will buy will be based on what the requirements are for running the units. We assume it'll be less than 200,000 based on previous years, but it may be more, and this legislation will allow us to buy what we need. So, you know, both units have number 8 gas turbine, which is just south of the power plant, has the 2 large above-ground tanks. So we've got a fair amount of storage there.
Okay.
The number 9 gas turbine has the underground storage, so it's less storage, but we're always out looking at the price of fuel on the market, and we fill the tanks when, you know, prices are low,
Okay,
so.
thank you.
Any other questions from commissioners? Any questions from citizens? Then I will entertain a motion from commissioners.
I move we adopt resolution R-124-21.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next is resolution number R-125-21.
A resolution authorizing a purchase order to Nelson Tree Service LLC for electric power line clearance.
So our current agreement with Nelson expires at the end of this year. We've typically operated on 3-year agreements. They're 1-year agreements with options for renewal each year, and we've exercised those rights the last 2 years with Nelson. So this was put out for bid, sealed bid. We received the sealed bids. The results are included. Nelson is the low and successful bidder for the contract moving forward. It'll be a 1-year agreement with the option to extend in years 2 and in years 3. We've utilized the contract tree crew for a number of years, and basically they trim for us year-round. We'll have 2 to 3 personnel working on the crew, 1 bucket truck, you'll have a chipper, and they'll use a backyard machine from time to time. But, you know, the intent of this is to reduce tree-related power outages. So they've done a good job. We track outages. We have very few tree-related outages, so.
I agree. Any questions from the commission? Any questions from citizens? No? I will entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to adopt resolution number R-125-21.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Looks like the final resolution in new business is resolution number R-126-21.
A resolution retaining the services of National Information Solutions Cooperative to provide software and professional services for the city of Piqua.
Thank you. So in this case, I think we're saving the best for last.
Yeah.
I've been looking forward to this opportunity since 2015, and we have been in need of a significant upgrade to our customer information system for that time and longer. We don't have the ability to connect with our customer with the systems that we have, and it's been a real struggle. And of all the things that I've been involved with, this is probably one of the most exciting things I've ever brought to commission, because not only is this going to allow us to improve internal efficiencies and do things better, and for example, RJ's here today to speak on this system, but he has a staff of 6 personnel that work in the utility business office. Lorena retired. We chose not to replace that position because we know moving forward we're going to gain efficiencies.
Sure.
So, and there's going to be so much improvement internally, but what's also exciting is what our customers are going to see on their end of it. So it's very rare you get to do things that are outward focused and outward, from an outward appearance. We're already seeing, RJ's doing great things in the office. We're getting a lot of really good feedback on social media about the changes that have been in place since he started. So, and we really haven't even given him tools to use yet. It's just really the people into things. So, National Information Solutions Cooperative, NISC, one of the reasons why we're recommending this system is it's not just software, we become an associate member of NISC by joining into this. And it's similar to what we have with CRC for after-hours call answering and dispatching. It's the cooperative model, and it works really well as a municipality. You have a say in future developments and future software. There's user groups and focus groups, and so the plan would be that we complete the implementation in 2022, next year. It's about a year-long implementation process, and then moving forward, hopefully late in the end of next year, early next year, we'll start unrolling the services internally and externally to our customers. So the legislation that I have is basically, it's a conservative estimate of a cost in year 1 for implementation. I expect the implementation costs to be less than $225,000 to complete the conversion. There's a possibility we might have a month or so of actual live with the system, which we'd have monthly fees. And then moving forward, the cost of the monthly fees, I still expect to be below $250. But this legislation will allow us to enter into this relationship. And then moving forward, it's got a 20% contingency added. There's a good opportunity. We may choose other services that benefit our customers, that benefit us internally from an efficiency standpoint. So what I'd like to have us do now is I asked RJ to come and to kind of just speak on this. And one of the awesome things about the hire that we have in the utility business office was RJ has years of experience working with this very system. So he's an expert. So it makes my job a heck of a lot easier.
Thank you, Ed. Good evening, Commissioners. I appreciate the opportunity to speak with you tonight. So what Ed's spoken to with NISC is truly an enterprise system, one that's designed for utilities, which is an improvement over the system that we use now, which is a great financial product, but we have a lot of custom programming done for the utility side. So NISC has been working with utilities for a long time. But what it is, truly enterprise system, what that means to the customer is an integrated real-time payment system, including a new online interface, a mobile app that's real-time, potential kiosk and other off-site cash payment options. Along with your mobile app and the online environment, the ability to see and really leverage the investment in our AMI system, so you can see your daily and down to your hourly use on both electric and water.
That is beyond what we want. This is exactly what the people had clamored about, and this is exactly what we're gonna get. It's taken a while, but, man, this is what you're given. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but
Please.
I'm excited because this is giving the people what they've asked for.
Yeah, I'm excited as well. Ed mentioned some communication. So along with this solution, there's a multi-channel messaging solution that provides us the ability to text, email, push notification, or do voice in and outbound messaging. So that's all tied into the system with, with the customer information, the real-time bill information. Great thing about that piece is the customers tell us how they want us to communicate with them. They can choose all or none of those options. Improved bill print format, so fully customizable bill. We get to start from scratch on that. And so you'll see a lot of improvement. There's an ability for color to print daily use on that bill.
Is there an option not to have a bill sent, just have an email or something sent?
Yeah, absolutely. So that can be front and center on all of our online options. We do expect good adoption rates on that. It'll save us postage, obviously.
Exactly.
And also with the bill print, I must mention that currently we print all the bills in the UBO, walk them over to the post office there. Takes a lot of time and resources to do so. NISC has the ability to print and mail our bills to our customers. So they have a very robust production facility there where they do that. There's some tracking options when they do that as well, so we can log in and see where the bills have been scanned throughout the postal system. So, so those are some of the outward-facing features. There's a lot more, including a work management system that I believe will be able to be paperless with all of our service orders day one for the guys to get their work that way. So those are some of the highlights I have. Does anybody have any questions?
I don't have any questions, just a compliment. Thank you. You did a
Long
great
time
job.
coming, so it's nice to
Yeah,
hear
it's
this.
a long time
so
coming.
Thank you.
Yep.
Do you know if there's going to be any additional flexibility with like budget billing? Would we be able to look at that process and see what kind of options we could give to our citizens as well too?
Yeah. So you're talking about some process improvements with UBO, and absolutely, we're open to looking into that. And the system, the NISC system, allows for a lot of options for viewing, average bills to decide on a good level billing, and but process improvements are welcome as well.
Looking at the prorate system that we have now, and is that part of that? Could that be part of that review as well?
Yes, absolutely, and potentially before, but yes, that's something that we want to take a look at down there as well.
Probably should. I mean, the majority of complaints I get, it's because our utilities are prorated and the way they're prorated, and people get upset with them and some of them don't understand, some of them get upset, but this is exactly what people want. So, I mean, a case that I had, a person called in and they were really highly complimentary of the UBO because they called them and told them, hey, you might have some water running or something. We can see this. And then sure enough, they did have some water running, and they worked with them on the bill and stuff. And I thought that was great. But with the new system that you're planning, people will be able to see that themselves.
Yes.
And that's the thing. People want to see that stuff themselves, and they can cut it off on their own. So.
And I might mention here, along with that, they can not only see it, they can set up alerts. So
There you go. There you go.
yeah, so
Right.
they
They
can set a
don't
threshold.
gain-
Yep, they can set up thresholds above which you would get a text, push,
Love it.
email. Yeah.
I love it.
Great.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
And then if I'm understanding, you said it's a true enterprise system, so it's pretty much a one-stop shop for all this type of technology, which I think is phenomenal, because if anybody's trying to integrate multiple systems into one, you never can utilize all the.
Things happen real time, and we're not pushing things out to various third-party systems. So.
All right, well,
Thanks.
appreciate you.
Is there a large obstacle to educating all of our citizens, or how does that happen?
Yeah, they will see a lot of changes, so we will keep that in mind as we move forward with the communication pieces. You know, basically every way that they interact with us, besides phones, will change. So we'll want to keep that in mind. It's easy to use, though. The interfaces are fantastic, so they'll find the system once they're there easy. But there will be some changes, and we'll work with everybody on that. As Ed mentioned, the year-long implementation process will be a large part of that, getting that up and ready.
Good.
And one question I was curious about this system, does it have the ability for like kiosks for payments?
Yeah, absolutely. So they support a kiosk system that can take cash and check and debit card as well. It's linked to the accounts. So that's something that we're going to look at. They can be off-site. They have a connection to the cloud that interfaces directly with our system. A really nice feature is they also partner, NISC does, with various retailers, large retailers. So they can become a cash acceptance vehicle. So you have a barcode on your phone that links to your account. The clerk scans that and you hand them cash and it goes right to your account. So has the ability to kind of extend the hours that cash payments are able to be accepted. So it's
They could pay at Walmart possibly or something like that.
potentially Walmart, Walgreens, places like
That's
that. yeah.
great. That's great.
I just know a lot of people struggled during COVID when the city building shut down, just trying to make payment. They had it, but had a hard means of submitting it, so.
Yeah, we want to make it very, very easy to pay, give them lots of options. That's what the goal is.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I don't know if we can really vote for this or not.
All the advantages, I mean, my
Yeah.
God.
That's exactly what we've been looking for.
Yeah,
so
we have
Thank
been.
you.
So,
Just comment, I appreciate
you.
all the hard work, because I
Yeah.
know that, like you said,
No, this
something
is
that's been
truly
discussed for a
exciting.
while.
I mean,
it is,
this is a game changer.
sure is.
And this is what our customers deserve. And we have tools in our power system that we haven't been able to use because we have no connection to the customer. This software and this system will directly tie to the tools that we have. For example, and you have a peak day of the year and you want to do a load analysis to see if you have a transformer or something that's overloaded, you pull the data all the way through and we can use the tools we've had for years and haven't been able to use. So,
That's awesome.
Good.
and the comment about it's a long time coming, it is a long time coming. It's something that I've hoped for a long time. But I'll say this, since RJ's been on board, we've got a lot accomplished in a short amount of time. The culture in the utility business office is already changing from a people standpoint, which is a direct reflection of his leadership, number one. Number two, the AMI project, which basically we, from an electric standpoint, got shut down before, we figured out a way to get it going, and it's going to get turned on for the majority of our customers first quarter next year.
Good.
So we're going to get that done prior to the NISC.
I
So,
like that.
once we start giving our staff some tools and technology, watch out.
Watch out. That's right. Well, thank you.
Thank
RJ.
you.
No,
Thank
great,
you.
great presentation. Any questions from citizens? I will entertain a motion despite what Commissioner Foat says.
I move that we adopt resolution number R-126-21.
Second.
All right, moved and seconded. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries, and that would be the end of the business. Now we're at the section of public comment. This is an opportunity for citizens to address the city commission regarding agenda items, issues, or to provide information. Comments are requested to be limited to 5 minutes, and a specific question should be addressed to the city manager's office. Would anybody like to speak? Would you like to come forward? No? Yes.
I think I missed what you talked about earlier. So
What's that? Well, this is the time to ask about it.
Resolution PC 4021. So it was the first one. So a resolution to recommend vacation of unimproved alley right-of-way and a portion of unimproved Scudder Street. Did we
I think
talk
I was
about
at a
that?
I think I was at a previous.
Okay, well, my
you can
letter
ask
said it
about
was
it.
today.
No, that's all right, ask about
Because
it.
this is part of my alley, so I
Okay.
was just concerned as to what this means for all of us in that area, what it actually means.
Do you know what she's talking about?
Is that the plan?
Is
Yeah.
that the planning commission meeting?
Yeah. Oh,
Okay,
you know what,
that's
it's
over
probably
there in
public
the-
comment, yeah,
Is it?
yeah, it's,
So I'm just in the wrong place.
yeah.
Well, are they having it?
They are, there's a planning commission meeting in the
I'll take her over
conference
there
room.
real
Yeah,
quick.
thanks.
Thank you.
Yep, mhm.
Thanks, ma'am.
Oh, yeah, because we're off our weeks.
All right. Look how helpful we are.
Thomas.
So if there's no other public comment, I will move on to the city manager's report.
Good evening, Commissioners. Thank you. I just have one reminder that, of course, the holidays are coming. So next week, city offices will be closed on Thursday and Friday. Trash collection will be one day behind, with Friday's collections taking place on Saturday.
Okay.
And the following week, the city offices will be closed on Friday for the New Year's holiday, with, again, trash collection for Friday's collections taking place on Saturday, a day behind.
Okay. A lot of inquiries about the trash collection.
Yeah, we've had quite a few. I'm hoping that, you know, we did try to send out as much information as we could. So probably the number one question that we are getting is about parking density and how we can maneuver around parked cars and that type of thing. So what we're telling customers is to just go ahead and set their carts out as best as they can on the curb. And what we're going to do is, once we get our fully automated collection system in place, we'll be evaluating, can we maneuver around the parked cars? And so we're going to have options then, once we make those determinations. Likely what will happen is, if there is a particular block where we determine the automated collection is just not going to be feasible, we will switch that block to our rear load route. We're still going to ask customers to continue to bring those carts to the street, because if you recall, one of the main objectives to this project is to get that heavy truck traffic out of the alleyways. So we'll be doing some, you know, constant monitoring of the situation for the first several months of the new year.
Okay. Thank you. Any other questions for the city manager's office? Okay.
I had one, but I forget.
You forget.
Yeah,
Oh.
there was something with the trash. So if you determine like you can't get in there, at least for the first few months, you'll still have somebody coming behind with the rear load that will pick it up. Because I think that was the comments I got, is if they didn't have it out exactly as it's supposed to be day one, are they going to not have their trash picked up, and those types of things. And I've had a lot of questions around bags themselves. If their cans are full, what are they to do? They just, especially after the holidays, you know, there's always a lot of trash. They just don't want that out there or be in public, afraid, you know, people see what types of boxes are outside their house and whatnot.
Sure. Yeah, we're going to be really lenient as we start this process. We want the customers to be comfortable with what we're doing. So we will be, you know, making our way back around if there are certain areas we couldn't get to, and we will get the trash collected.
Thanks. And then I've gotten nothing but good comments too on your assistance program. I know that's been shared socially. I've tried to help put that out there too, because I've had people reach out to me with concerns just for before there was any changes with the trash. And once they hear about that program, I mean, people are internally grateful.
They are. I spoke with you about that, and you told me, and it just makes the world of difference to a lot of the elderly people and people that it will service, so.
Yeah, and I'd just like to throw it out there that program started 2 or 3 years ago as a result of our crew.
Yeah.
You know, they had witnessed an elderly person actually fall, taking their trash out, and they, you know, were adamant we need to do something to help those people, and they came up with the idea to institute the program, so
That's
it's been
awesome.
very successful.
Thanks.
All right, thank you. All right, moving on to commissioners' comments. We will start with Commissioner Foat.
Unlike any other nights, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to everybody, because we will not see you until next year.
All right.
So you guys enjoy your holidays, and that's all I have to say tonight.
Wow, short and sweet. I love it.
My beard will be silver next week.
Commissioner Pearson.
Well, get out and enjoy the weather. I raked leaves the other day and did some yard work, and it's great. So enjoy it. Also, enjoy the Christmas lights. If you've been out on Ford Drive or down Riverside to Broadway, there are all kinds of lights out this year. It's just great. And of course, enjoy your families getting together this season. Finally, we're all together. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Grissom.
I don't have anything either. Happy Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Also, it's just the fireworks for New Year's too. Make sure you come out and enjoy those.
Very good. And Commissioner Hines.
I have the same thing. So happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Hard to believe it will be 2022 that we are back here together. I cannot believe that. This year has just, in some ways, flown by, and in other ways, it has taken a long time. So, but it'll be great to have to be in a new year and a fresh start for all of us. So looking forward to 2022.
In my report, I'm not gonna belabor it. I want everybody to have a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, enjoy the fireworks. It has been a good year for me and for the city. We've done well, and so with that said, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn rather.
I move that we adjourn.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned.